So I know I sent the email today, but I just want to highlight a few things. First of all, background check and Safe Sport has to be completed. I will be rostering managers and locker room monitors this year. I had never done that in the past, but we did run into some issues last year where I hadn't checked some locker room monitors and they were maybe questionable if they should be locker room monitors. And so then I had to kind of scramble and figure out how can I look them up without having their USA Hockey number. So I'm just going to roster everybody this year. That way I can double check everybody has their stuff done and we don't get in trouble. So make sure you do that, and then make sure you register with the BHB website if you haven't done that already as well. Same thing with you guys, background check. We do reimburse for that, so just send me your receipt along with a reimbursement form. Both of the reimbursement form is on our website. It's actually under the coaches tab is where it's at. We probably can flip that over to the manager side too, but it is under the coaches tab. Make sure you fill that out with your correct address so we know where to mail the check. And then make sure that your receipt for your background check also shows your name on it. If it doesn't have your name somewhere on it, then make sure you write it in. I know I had a few receipts last year people would forward me and it didn't have a name anywhere, which was odd. But I'm sure it's just the way that it came in. So just make sure that your name is somewhere on that receipt. So make sure you get registered so I can get you rostered. I sent all that information today. I don't want to go over all of it, so I'll just answer questions about that information today. Number one thing, though, that I didn't have in there was regarding squirts. If you guys have first-year squirts on your team, they should get helmet stickers. We have those. They can get those. So I know last night I tried to catch some people as they came in for pictures for squirts, but if you guys have squirt players that need stickers for their helmets, just have them grab those for me. I'll be here on Saturday and Sunday this weekend for games. So yeah, just have them grab some stickers for me then. Score sheets to Mike. So Mike wants to have a text sent to him of all of the score sheets. We mentioned it to the coaches as well, so you might want to talk to your coaches about who's actually doing that. In my mind, it would probably be the managers because you guys have the score books and you're kind of responsible for the score sheet after the game and all of those types of things. So send a text to Mike with all of those. Just a photo of it. You don't want it each game, but like maybe at the end of the weekend or something.
Yeah.
End of the weekend, send one text. Yeah. They want to try and track some of the stats and scores and things like that. So yeah, if you can send all of that to Mike, that would be helpful. His phone number, yep. His phone number is 720-539-1071. You can send that to him after the games. What? Yep, 720-539-1071.
What's the deadline to have all the Safe Sport and all of that
Today.
Done by? I figured as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. I am also a manager, and because of my position, I also have to have it done, and I have not done it yet either because I have no time. So I'm also guilty, but it's coming. But yeah, as soon as possible would be great. Anytime, somebody's having the ability to be with a child, they need to make sure that they have that stuff done. And so that's why we really require all families to just do it, because you don't know when you're going to work the box or when you're going to maybe have to jump into the locker room because nobody else is in there and you need to make sure it's monitored. So we just say all families should really do it. Not necessarily the background check, but the Safe Sport for sure. So that they know what they're looking for, they have that training done and they're certified. Squirts, again, kind of some more things that came to mind with squirts after I sent my big long email. Everybody is going to the Squirt International this year, all 9 teams. So, woo, that's exciting, which also means we have a lot of pins. So we are working through that right now. We'll be ordering a few more, several more. But we do have some that we are going to just try and utilize from last year and the year before and the year before, because we've just accumulated all these pins. So we're trying to divide those out right now, and then we'll get that information out to the families. I know it's a very quick turnaround with squirts, and it's a lot of information, a lot going on. We really only have 7 games, I think, for the squirt in-house, and then we have our jamboree, and then we switch teams right away the next day. So it's just a lot going on. Very quick turnaround. The good thing is none of them start any games, I don't think, until the weekend of December 15th. I think is the first weekend for 10U and Squirts travel. Although now that I say that, I did talk to somebody today, might have done one team on December 9th. So I don't know. We'll figure it out anyways. But it is a quick turnaround, so I'm trying to get this information off as well. I know some asked last night about more photos. Yes, we will do another round of photos for the Squirt travel and the 10U travel girls. So those are scheduled, I believe, for December 5th. It'd be that Tuesday right after. So we're going to turn in jerseys on Sunday after that last game of the Jamboree, and we're going to hand out the new jerseys that same day. So it'll be a quick turnaround on that. We'll get those pins going because the girls go right away in January to Fargo. So we want to make sure those pins are ready to go, and then the boys are all in February on different weekends. So we have a little bit more time with that, but just be kind of thinking about that as well. The Squirts also, I know I put that in there today. If you plan to stay on as a team manager, please let me know because, again, it's just such a fast turnaround that I'm going to need to know who am I contacting for each team right away. So if you plan to stick around, please let me know. If you're not, you need to find somebody for your team. I'm probably going to bug you about it anyway. So, just let me know that you're going to stay on. That'd be great. Socks. We do have socks for sale. That was something I forgot. We are offering them the same price as Duffy's and Shields, $30 a pair. So, you can buy them wherever. I heard some people say last night that they couldn't find smaller sizes there, that it was a lot of bigger sizes. We have extra small. Ours are also the Flow brand, match the jerseys. Heard that they're nicer than what Duffy's and Shields have, but I don't know. I haven't seen them. That's just what people told me last night. So we do have those for sale. The concessions will be open this weekend, and she'll have those as well up there. So if you need some, you can stop by this weekend and get some. Pass that on to your team. I did get the jersey numbers entered into the Google Doc, except for Bantam AA. It's sitting in front of me right now, so sorry, I'll get that. But if you're looking for your jersey numbers, I know there were people that were missing kids on Sunday when we did jersey handout. So those kids that showed up last night and got jerseys have been entered into your Google Doc, so you should have those. There's still some kids that never showed up, so we're still waiting. I know, pictures are tomorrow night. I'm not sure, what's going to happen. I know I had 2 families say that they were just going to be gone all this week. So obviously they're not at pictures, and they'll just contact me when they get back to town. But there were still a handful of them that just 3 other ones then that we just didn't hear from, so I'm not sure what's going on. So if you're missing somebody, that's why. Other than that, I don't think I have a whole lot. I have the stickers and the scorebooks behind me. I know I sent you guys the template for the stickers today, so that's, what you'll print on is here. If you ever need more of the stickers, or if you need a new scorebook because yours is gone or it's falling apart, let me know, and I will get you some more of those things. So I think that's about all. I guess let me just back up. Was there anything on the coaching side that I told them that you guys should probably hear too? I'll send off the coaches Google Doc next week. I'll start rostering everybody on USA Hockey next week. And then I'll have that Google Doc that I'll send off. If you were a manager before, you know that you saw it last year as well. It'll list every coach, and it'll say what I'm missing from them and what they need to get done to be certified. If they are not certified, they're not allowed to go on the ice. They're not allowed to be on the bench. And so you guys also have to help in being accountable and say, nope, sorry, Ryan, you're not really ready yet. You got to wait. Get your crap done. And I'm going to have myself hounding them. Mario's going to hound them. You guys are going to hound them. And so hopefully they just get it done. Every year seems to get better. I think they just are now figuring out yep, I got to get this done every year. And so I think every year is better. I struggle more probably with termites and mites, but those aren't as big of a deal because they're not traveling. But yeah, the older ones kind of know by now what they need to do and they get it done. But you'll see that Google Doc. You can check your own coaches. When you get your rosters from USA Hockey, you're going to say, oh, Ryan's missing. How come? And then you can look at the Google Doc and you'll see why. Okay.
I guess on Squirts, we are making a couple changes to the rules. So I'll have some kind of document that you can print out to hand to the parents, because I'm pretty sure at some point they'll be in the box doing the clock or whatever, or keeping track of things during the game. So you'll need that information handed out to all the parents so they're aware. Otherwise, each team will do it differently. So I'll make sure that gets out to everybody. Maybe you can give me a list of the managers' emails, and I'll just send it to them so they can distribute. Yep. They're not huge changes, but they're significant enough that everybody needs to know. So if your kid played squirt in-house last year, it'll look a little different this year.
Goalie schedule is on the website. Wednesday nights, sometimes in Mandan, sometimes in Bismarck, but that's also out there. As we told coaches earlier, goalies should go to goalie-specific training over dry land and over on ice too. So just know that if the goalie's like, I'm going to be gone because I got goal robber, that's perfectly acceptable. We would want them to go to goalie-specific training. The other thing that we mentioned is dry land is mandatory. It is required. It's not a matter of, well, I don't feel like going tonight. It's mandatory. It's part of practice. If you're expected to be at on ice, you're expected to be at dry land. That's just part of it.
We have some kids that actually have confirmation on Wednesdays.
Yep. Yep. And we talked about that with the coaches as well. If you have kids that are going to be missing, like if you have a lot of kids that are going to be missing from one night, let me know, but let me know ahead of time. But that has come from the head coach if they want to make any changes. I kind of mentioned that a little bit ago. Head coaches are the only ones I'm going to talk to about making changes to practices, games, anything like that, because I have to know that that's what the decision of the head coach is. So it has come from the head coach, but they should be looking ahead on the schedule. And if they're like, oh gosh, we're going to have 5 kids gone that one night, I can see if I can move it. Not a guarantee, but I can check. If it's a kid or two, the team should still go that night, and then they can contact Mario about coming a different night. And yeah, Wednesdays are tough all around. I mean, there's goal robber, there's church, there's confirmation. Wednesdays are tough, but I can't just take a night off, or we'd be in big trouble. Okay. So I think that's about all I have. I know I sent the email earlier. Do people have questions on things that I put in the email? I know it was a lot of information.
What about scoreboard?
We've never done it in the past. Mike's asking about scoreboard training, and I mean, we've never done it in the past. We have little sheets that have been stuck into the boxes to be a cheat sheet that were created a while ago. I know we're going to have to redo any of them that were at VFW because they've updated now, but there are little cheat sheets that have been put in the boxes. I don't know if they're still there. I could print new ones if we need to. And just know too that there will always be a box in each of the rinks with a scorebook, pens, paper, things like that. So if somebody's working the box.
I guess my recommendation would be, and I don't know if the manager can organize this, but maybe before your first games, like get some people together that are going to be volunteering to do the scoreboard and at least run through it, do some dry runs, just during the game when it gets kind of intense and you end up making mistakes or you get flustered. I mean, I've been there. So it's kind of nice to have at least a little bit of practice. I know there's a cheat sheet there, but it still can get a little crazy at times. So make sure that you maybe look at that ahead of your first game.
Are the cheat sheets on the website?
Yep, we have them on the website as well. Yep. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely go during the practices, and have your parents come into the box and
just
take a stab at it.
Did you say VFW's got updated?
VFW 2 has a brand new scoreboard,
Okay.
and then obviously VF3.
Well, we always struggled with VFW 1. It was like no one wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because, everyone was all nervous that they were going to mess up.
Right.
So.
No, VF2 got a new one.
Okay. I think it's a great idea.
Okay, other questions? Yep.
On the little dock where you have the hotels that you booked for us this year, is there a way to get the swings in there so that parents aren't constantly coming back to the managers and saying, where are we at this weekend?
We created like a little tab in the feed that we created for the tab where it just is the hotel. Yeah, so all the hotel info we're putting in there.
Yeah, I had told another manager, just because I don't want anybody touching my document. I told another manager to basically copy my page for their team and make their own. And then they can edit however they want. They can share that with their whole teams. Everybody has all the contact info, whatever. But yeah.
And then are you giving us now the right size?
Yep. You have. I thought we added those. No.
I haven't added.
Okay. Yeah, we are. We are. We have a lot going on right now, but we're getting there.
Like, you say that it will, whatever sessions work on the calendar, so not seeing that teams look at
It should be.
And remember last year, we had an issue with that too, where you could see it, but it wasn't showing up for everything else.
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I'll just write it down and I'll look at it. Because they're all uploaded, I know that for sure, but let me check the tags and see what is going on. Oh, because the goalie page isn't open yet. I'll enable that. That's why. Okay, I made note of it. Thanks, Savannah. Yeah, if we don't enable the page, the stuff doesn't show on the calendar. Goalie is still disabled. We'll get there. It's good. Jamie's got it. Should be on there now. Okay, any other questions? Good. So I sent the email earlier so we wouldn't have to sit here and talk through everything tonight.
Do you want to talk about dibs at all?
What?
Dibs at all?
Just the splitting of it. Yeah. I mean, and I mentioned this in the email as well. Just know that if you have more than one team manager, dibs may be split. I know I have one team that's like, I don't need the dibs, so I'm letting her do it, but I'm still going to be helping. And so that's fine too. I mean, if one of them just wants to help, that's completely fine to do it that way too. But we did kind of change that. We just had quite a few last year with locker room monitors and managers, and everybody's getting dibs, and then nobody's available to work our concessions and our tournaments, and that's where we struggle, and that's where we really need the helpers is during those times. And that's, I mean, you might have noticed across the board that we really reduced our dibs opportunities this year, and we have other people picking up some of those pieces rather than just dibs for this and dibs for that and dibs for this, and so then, yeah, we don't have enough people when we need them.
I have a question. So in your email for locker room monitors, say we have to have two. Okay, I just want to make sure because in the comments, it sounds like we can have one, and we should have two. But we absolutely have to have two.
You should have two on your team,
Okay.
but only one has to be in the locker room at a time. Correct. Yep. I mean, if you can have two in the locker room at a time, I think that's better. Just because there's more eyes on the kids, and it's, you know, not a 1-on-15 situation. You know, it's a 2-on-15, better ratio. But I mean, one is sufficient just to have somebody in there. And I know I had lots of locker room monitors contact me and say, well, I, you know, might not be able to make it there all the time. And so as I just told the monitors, like, communicate amongst yourselves, make a schedule, figure something out, so that there's always one there. But if neither of them can be there, they need to let the coaches know, because coaches obviously have safe sport and background check, and so they can be in there and be a monitor as well. But somebody has to be in there at all times.
Question on that one. I have a team, we only have one locker room monitor, and we have 3 coaches, and the coaches said, well, one of us. We still need to find one more, or coaches are like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice, you know, but if the coaches are there and they're fulfilling that piece of it, yeah. But it's always a matter of, like, before and after, right? Like, not right at the time. Like, yes, everybody's there, and that's when the coaches show up. But that's, you know, sometimes the coaches walk in at 5-2 practice time or 5-2 the game because they're out in the lobby talking and nobody's in the locker room. But the kids have all gone in 45 minutes before the game starts. Like, who's in there that 40 minutes there until the coaches walk in 5 minutes before? That's always the, you know, yes, I know the coaches are going to be there, but they have to understand that means the whole 45 minutes in the locker room, not talking to the parents in the lobby, but in the locker room. So, yeah, they can be a monitor, but they need to be
somebody's doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a question about now trench also being required. Because same thing as she said, we've just been telling our girls or the families, like, throw it in the groupie so we know if we should expect you or not. But especially this week, we've got choir concerts, orchestra, confirmation classes, there's sisters going this way and whatever. So my kid has been 11 p.m. bed, and I said, not happening tonight. Like, we can't go 3 nights in a row this way. So, like, are we somebody tracking it a certain way? Is it more important to keep taken out the ice and the trench, or if they can do, go by like what time works best for the family. If we're not, I don't wanna say like we're keeping it a free-for-all, but at the same time, we're kind of, it is, our team has put it back on parents, with like, you have to make a choice. But I don't want it to come out in a month, you know, like, oh, by the way, you picked up the team because you haven't shown us.
Well, I mean, here's I guess part of it is like last year Mario tracked the team attendance, not person by person, but the team attendance and how many people showed up per team. And then when it comes, January, and we're like, okay, well, we would like to see, more trench going on or more dry land, we're going to give it to the teams that show up, and we're going to start cutting the other teams off. And we did that 2 years ago, where we just cut the couple B teams off because they weren't going, they weren't using it, and that was the end of it. And that's not beneficial for the team.
It's more of a team thing, so if one girl can't go tonight, but then on Monday night we have girl B over here has something going on, as long as a core, like we have our team, is more what you're focused on? Okay. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 3 kids, I understand, like, especially getting to the ages they are, there's a lot of activities going on, like,
Right.
yeah, it's required, but like, I understand there's other stuff going on. So like, we just wanted to be there from a development standpoint. I hear from a lot of different people, we should be better at hockey, this is an opportunity to get better. So if you're not showing up to practice or training, and we go there, and I guess the rest for younger age groups, like they can only shoot. So we really want to encourage people to go to the activities we have. There's opportunities for kids to get better.
Thank you.
Mhm. Well, yeah, I mean, and that goes back to like if kid A is going to be gone, have them reach out to Mario and see if there's another group that they can squeeze in with later in the week. But if there's 5, 6 of them going to be gone, well, then let me know and we can try and see if we can shuffle some of the teams around. And yeah, I mean, none of it is ideal, right? We have 4:45 trench. We are on the ice till 10 o'clock. I mean, none of it's ideal, especially once you get to 12U and Pee-wees and up. I mean, that's just, we have to use the ice that we have, and sometimes it gets late and it sucks. Plain and simple, More ice will help, but it still won't solve all the problems, unfortunately.
In your email, or the general email you sent, you have 3 days delayed. Is there an estimated delay time?
They're telling us February. They'll know more in a couple weeks.
Can we look at April?
We have state tournaments in March that I'm like, we have to have it ready by then, because we have 6 different divisions in March. So, yeah. Fingers crossed. Other questions?
On the Google sheet that you sent to the hotels that you guys already had taken care of, like our state tournament, for example, it just says I'm waiting on confirmation, or like, one of the tournaments, which says assigned by tournament. You guys send those, do I need to reach out to the tournament about those, or have you already?
Once I get the information, I'll send it on to you, but yeah, I haven't gotten anything. No, and which one is waiting on confirmation?
That one was our state tournament in West Fargo. The information's on there, it just says waiting on confirmation.
Okay,
And then the other ones are Rosa tournament, I just said assigned by tournament, but.
and he'll get it to me like, yeah.
So I looked at the tournament page and there's like 3 hotel games there, like the information, but I was like, are we supposed to?
Well, I text him because they always assign out there. They started that quite a few years ago, but I text him and confirm that he would be assigning the hotels. He said yes, but they do everything very old school. Like they don't do online registration. When I ask for a receipt, he just texts me what teams are coming, and that's my receipt. So, it'll be the week before.
Okay, so I make sure I didn't.
No, I will double check on that Hampton Inn one. I can't remember now what. Actually, I have that here. I just need to sign the contract and send it back. He sent it to me yesterday. So, yep, I have it here. So I'll get that info to you. Anything else? Okay. Well, you guys can come get your score books and your sheets, your sticker sheets.